Perimeter's quiet. Trail cuts east. Someone just passed through.
I see him. Civilians. We'll keep it clean.
Copy that.
Local eyes are on us.
Let them look. We're not here for long.
Copy that.
I've been wrestling with the question of what type of content I want to create. Everything online feels so restricted. On platforms like YouTube, entire topics are censored, certain words get flagged, some subjects are untouchable, and every time I bump into those limitations, I start thinking about this reality itself and whether the rules that govern it are just as artificial. Maybe this reality isn't what it appears to be. Maybe it's a generated existence, a program, and if that's the case, then my mind is the one generating it. I've always carried consciousness through every stage of life in this dimension, but I also remember more than this single lifetime. I remember being in the womb, being born, opening my eyes as a baby, and wondering, how did I get back here? Why do I have to start all over again from the beginning? The strange thing is, in other lives, I didn't always regenerate as a child. Sometimes I simply reappeared in a form I chose, already grown, already established, with full awareness of who I was. I could shape how I looked, what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go.
First card out, the sun. That's clarity, renewal, a window opening.
But here in this version of the program, it feels like control has been stripped away. Did I generate this limitation for myself, or am I inside a system where someone else designed the parameters? Even the abilities I've leaned on my whole life, intuition, instinct, flashes of foresight, maybe those aren't powers at all. Maybe they're just fragments of old memory resurfacing, like muscle memory of the program itself. What feels like intuition might really be recognition, remembering how the code works. That's why I find myself so drawn to things like the Mandela effect.
A.
I watch channels like Parallel Portal because they echo what I felt for years. These glitches are everywhere if you know how to look. The so-called Shazam movie with Sinbad is one. Some people swear it existed, others insist it never did. Sinbad himself denies it. The mainstream explanation is that people are confusing it with Kazam starring Shaquille O'Neal. But I know what I saw. I remember watching that genie movie, just like I remembered the Bernstein bears spelled with an E, not an A. My mom had all the books in the basement and the name stuck in my head because it sounded like Frankenstein. The fact that it's different now feels like the code rewrote itself. And if the code is rewriting, maybe the glitches are evidence of recalibration. The program patches itself, whole memories shift.
This second card, the Two of Pentacles, sits between hope and closure. Tells me you're balancing more than you let on. The rhythm you hold now determines how the last card lands.
Tracks.
Watch.
Reality tilts. The more I look at it, the more I believe not everyone here is conscious. There are too many hollow interactions, too many people running on scripts. I think this world is filled with NPCs, non-player characters. They look alive, they talk, they move, but they don't contain the spark. And if that's the case, then trying to convince them about these glitches is useless. It's like arguing with background code. They're not meant to comprehend it. It reminds me of Westworld.
You and everyone you know were built to gratify the desires of the people who pay to visit your world.
Just don't forget, they're not real.
Only a handful of characters were written to wake up and see the bigger picture. The rest were built to stay inside the loop. So my theory is simple but heavy. This place exists inside my mind. Maybe it's a dream state. Maybe it's a sleep experiment I chose. Maybe it's training. Maybe it's punishment. It feels like a program designed for me to remember, to extract fragments from all the other existences I've lived. I've already encountered people here that I knew in other lives. I've had moments where memories flooded back.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the main terminal from here?
Times when I was even a ghost summoned to do things for others. Each of these flashes convinces me further that this is a scripted environment, a dimension with recycled roles and recurring actors. Instead of trying to explain these experiences or force people to believe me, I started noticing how often books, films, and stories already exist to describe them.
When the portals are out of phase, you get this gap, energy leaks, efficiency drops. Slide them together like this, and the field's locked. That's the sweet spot. Everything you're moving has to pass through that overlap.
It's almost like the program leaves breadcrumbs. Every time I live through something strange, I can find it reflected in a piece of media. So why try to convince anyone? The information is already embedded in the culture, waiting to be recognized by whoever is awake enough to see it. But here's what bothers me. People still cling to the idea that we have to worship something, that we must chase an afterlife, that we're here to serve some higher external goal. To me, this place is already an afterlife. It has the qualities of a game, rules, puzzles, challenges, and limitations, but it's also confining. I spend every day trying to decode what I am, why I'm here, and what the point is. And the glitches keep stacking up. We have surveillance cameras on every corner, yet children go missing with no trace. We have satellites that can zoom into license plates, but we can't get a clear photo of a UFO. A generation ago, we only had grainy black and white images of aliens or Bigfoot. Now, with everyone holding high-resolution cameras in their pockets, the footage is still blurry, conveniently blurry. Even when entire forests shake, we never get a clear shot of walking trees. Even when lights fill the sky, the video breaks down into noise. The mysteries stay unsolved by design. Why? Because the program isn't meant to hand us the truth directly. It's meant to tease us with it, to keep us questioning, to keep us engaged in the puzzle. So what if the consequences we fear, punishment, karma, rules, are just guardrails built into the system? What if they exist only to keep us inside the boundaries? If we are the ones generating this program, shouldn't we be able to bend it, break it, rewrite it? That's the question that drives me. I believe the answers are here, but hidden in plain sight. The glitches are clues. The contradictions are signposts. The whole dimension feels like a vast, complicated game. But why a game? Why the puzzles? Why the endless mysteries? That's what I'm here to decode.